Discrimination and harassment on grounds of on grounds of sexual orientation. Is it justified or not? As you probably are aware, the issue of sexual orientation and sexual diversity is a hot topic all over the world, and we just can't avoid talking about it. So here we have in the studio distinguished guests who are going to be dealing with this topic. I have here from my right Miss Beryl Steinberg. Beryl is a radio journalist as well, and she does other things. Say hello to our listeners, please.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Beryl Steinberg, and I'm a very social person and very social attached to what is happening in our community.
Okay. Sitting next to him is Reverend Christopher Drell. He is the chairman and founder of the Sudanese Gospel Mission here in the Netherlands. He came all the way from Houghton to be on this show. Welcome, Reverend.
Thank you. Good morning. This is a blessing date. We are going to have it together with brothers and sisters to discuss the welfare of our nation. Thank you.
Okay. Then sitting next to him is Miss Ashley Dior. Say hello to our listeners, please.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to be here, and I look forward to hearing this program.
Okay. And the last but not the least, not the least at all, is Mr. Marlon Reyna. He is the director of Simpler Project and Activitation, if I'm correct. And he's been on the show before, and we're happy to have you here again, Marlon.
Thank you, Reverend. For me, it's a pleasure to be here again.
Okay.
It is early mornings to talk about important things in our communities.
I know that this topic, because of this topic, you've gone all over the place. Everybody's pulling you here and there. So.
It was a great pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Okay. All right. I can say we are set. We are set to roll. We are set to roll. And the studio here is so full of people. And so wherever you are, I want you to know you are part of this show. And feel free to give us a call on 020 737 1619. Well, let me say that although sexual diversity is a lifestyle, is becoming more and more an accepted fact of life in society at large, there is still opposition and resistance in different places, countries, and even communities. Issues of acceptance and discrimination, and sometimes even harassment of people with a different sexual orientation or gender are still commonplace. Some of the reasons for the non-full acceptance of these groups are sometimes religious and or cultural. Government policy on this matter, however, is clear, and that is no one is to be discriminated against on the basis of their creed, race, or sexual orientation. Arriving at this level of understanding is still an issue in several quarters. Now, what then are the real grounds for discrimination against lesbians, gays, bisexual, and transgender people? And how is the discrimination or harassment carried out? This is what we are here to explore today. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Okay. Now, let's set the ball rolling by, I don't know who is calling so early to the program, but that's fine. Hello?
Hello, this is Said. Please, am I onto the station for the
yes.
Program on empowerment?
Absolutely. You are on. Are you supposed to participate, or you follow and maybe call in if you have a question or remark?
Okay.
You can do that. You can tune in via salto.nl. Click on the Razzle Live button and follow the discussion. And if you have a question or remark, just call in.
I I couldn't get how to actually follow it because I'm online now. So I'm trying to see how to follow it.
Okay.
Is it on Razzle?
Yeah, go to salto.nl, then click on the Razzle Live button, and then you'll be connected with us.
Okay.
All right. Okay, talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. Now, the first question is, what are the types of discriminatory acts often perpetrated against people of a different sexual orientation or gender? And how may we notice that? Now, this goes to those of you on the panel who are part of the community. Can you tell us how, what types of discrimination you come across or you hear people talk about against people from the gay community?
Discrimination, firstly, is nothing. It's nothing new to us as minority groups, as minority ethnic groups. We face discrimination because we are darker skinned or because we are browner or whatever.
Yeah.
When it comes to the LGBT community, it is very much the same thing. People, we face violence, we face emotional, physical, psychological discrimination. We go through, you go through society feeling pretty much outcast. Pretty much outcast because we have so many different beliefs, and everybody wants their belief to be imposed. My belief is the only belief, or it's the right belief. And so I think with the LGBT community, because we have such a colonial legacies.
Colonial legacies.
Yeah, the colonial legacies that our beliefs, our roots are so rooted within that the whole post-colonialism thing. So but
I don't quite understand that. But before you proceed, I wanted to actually, from the introduction, you gave me, you said. Okay, you give your age, and also you said that you said you are a pre-op transgendered woman, and you're also a gender consultant, a counselor, and empowerment facilitator. Correct?
That's right.
I was trying to understand what you mean by pre-op transgendered woman. What is that?
Okay, so transgender woman, there's the post-op or pre-op. It means before an operation or after the operation, the gender reassignment surgery. And I am pre-op. So it's, before
the operation.
Before, the gender reassignment surgery.
Oh, so you had a sex change, that's what you're trying to say?
No, I haven't.
You haven't
yet.
had?
Yes.
You haven't had it yet?
Yeah.
So,
so that's what pre-op means.
Okay, does that mean you're going to have it or along the line? Is that the meaning?
Probably not.
No. So, you are, as far as I can tell, you are a woman.
That's right.
So, are you saying that you're going to change your gender to become male, or what? Is that the meaning?
A transgender woman is it's male to female.
Yeah.
I was born biologically male.
You were?
Yes, I was.
Biologically, yes.
Yes, I was born biologically male, but I was never a man. So you see, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Biologically male does not define me as a man.
Yeah. But you see yourself as a woman.
In every way.
In every way.
That's important. Yeah, I think.
It's always puzzled me how this can happen. That's why I'm happy you're here today so you can explain to me, because I think this is what is puzzling most people, and they say, how can this be? We have had, discussions, questions about this over and over again. It's an amazing phenomenon, I should say.
Okay,
What do you think?
let me give you a little, just a brief history. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely from the an ex-British colony.
Yeah.
So growing up as a transgender individual in an ex-British colony, the Caribbean, is extremely difficult. When I was 5 years old. I knew I was very much a girl, but in the eyes of everybody else, I was a boy because I was born with male genitalia. However, this was not something that could be discussed within the family, within the community, because everything that you've been told about it or you knew about it is negative. So just imagine for a second a 5-year-old child who's struggling with this emotion and these things going on with her and doesn't know how, doesn't have any support, can't ask anyone what's going on with me, why do I feel this way, what's happening, why am I being called a boy but I feel like a girl. Yeah. And you listen to bits of stuff from people about it, and you hear, yeah, well, it's a phase you're going through, etc., etc.
If I may interrupt, I've asked this question before. Let me also ask you: do you have somebody in your family who was born this way?
No, not to my
You are the only
knowledge.
person.
I am, yeah. I am.
And your parents were never.
My mother said later, years later, she told me that she knew since I was like 3 years old, and she had had a discussion with my grandmother, and my grandmother said, leave the child is just going through a phase. But she wanted to take me to the doctor to find out what was wrong with me. However, as I said, by the time I was 13 years old, I attempted suicide 3 times already because for me, it was a struggle in trying to figure out who I am, identify who I was, and why I am the way I was. And as I said, everything that you heard about it was negative. So for me, I didn't want to be an abomination, or I didn't want to be all the negative things that we were told that we were. When you come from that, when you have that colonial legacy that you carry, you have there's so much hate that is thought to people, and it's a lot of self-hate as well, because it teaches you to hate who you are, because it tells you that you're negative, that you won't be loved, God doesn't love you, your family wouldn't love you, you would never have a partner, society would not accept you. So it's all negative.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let me ask the next question. What are the usual reasons for not accepting sexually diverse behavior or people who... let me take it again. What are the usual reasons for not accepting sexually diverse behavior or people, for that matter, among religious or cultural communities? Maybe I should ask the Reverend to tell us. What are the reasons why we have a difficulty accepting people who have a different sexual orientation or behavior? Now, she just told us how she grew up and how she was born and what began to show up in her life. And as a religious person, I would love to hear your take on this.
Thank you very much for this question.
Yes, sir.
I don't know where this word discrimination coming from. When I analyze this word, discrimination, but God created everybody is equal in God's eyes. There is no condemnation between gender and Greeks. But now, where is this word coming from? Discrimination. Discrimination comes from superiority complex.
Superiority complex.
Others put themselves more superior than others. Education background, color backgrounds. Today, let me ask instead a question. When we say equality, Netherlands use the word equality.
Yes.
But my question comes, there are so many tribes living in Netherlands here, more than 100. Why they are born here? They are saying these are Moroccans. They are here. Yeah. They are born here, but they didn't recognize that they are citizens of this country.
Exactly.
Now Surinamese, Ghanaians, Nigerians, they are all using their own ethnic language groups, and then they still say holding the passport of the Netherlands. This, my conscience disturbed me almost when I went to Britain. Britain, they say you are British, but you are not English. It means there's something wrong somewhere. Even not alone here, if the whites went to Africa, it's still, we are looking them something different. And then the total says something miss in their life. So when I come to these discriminations, mostly people choose wrong direction. You know, I love the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. It says, today I set before you life and death.
Yes.
Choose the blessing and the curse. It is your choice to make. If you want to be a gay, it's your choice. And then when you make that choice, you want to now pushing your problem to others. It is your choice. Why do you force others to accept? I was really funny to listen this one. Even the government officials, they are making law for the nation. They say you support gay, but it's not a gay. It means it's pushing people to the wrong direction. Is happy for that. When the president of America says, you, the people in Africa, if you want to get the AIDS, you need to accept gays. But Obama is not a gay. Why is pushing people to accept the wrong choice? That's why poverty, he created a lot of problems in discriminations. It is a poverty. Others put it a way of getting money. A way of getting money, because when you are poor, you are forced to do things which is not your interest. As a church leader, as a born-again Christians, I choose life. Life which I choose with God, and then I want to stick on it. That's why we are using the biblically stickability. You stick with the truth will set you free. But people are now like, they say, this is what I heard, people say democracy. You cannot vote for the Bible to take sin away from the Bible.
Okay, let me come here, because I want us to get to some, do you believe, just answer that very quickly.
Yeah.
So do you believe a gay person can be a Christian?
When you repent, because the Bible says, when you repent, the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18 says, whether your sin is red like blood, if you accepted Jesus Christ a personal Savior, He will forgive your sin. You will become clean. You have a second chance. Okay,
now, she just told us that when she was born, she was born male, but she felt female. She felt everything like a female.
Yeah, I want to answer even before you ask me. I want to answer that question.
Okay,
you know, again, the book of Leviticus that says, when things happen, the glory of God will be revealed. The glory of God will be revealed. It's not her choice. God is the one to make a human being. A human being is not made in laboratory. You see? So, that's the glory of God. Now instead, she wanted it, she's not complete. She wants to do something according to God's will. My advice, let God's will be done for her life.
Okay. All right, Marlon, please come on.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your explanation. And I wanted to just pose. I think one important question for me is that every person has the right to develop and to own their own lives. So that means that for me, for example, that means that your beliefs and your religion is part of your life. It should never be part of my life. It's part of your life. It's your belief in your God, your Bible. That's part of your life. That should a real human society wouldn't let one person put his belief above the other one. So that's my first question, my first remark. And my second remark is, I was born and raised in Curaçao, another the Dutch colony, with a big Catholic mission in a big society. I mean, I went to Catholic schools and things like that. And I think I was like 4 or 5 years old when I felt I was not the same as the other boys. I mean, don't ask me by then, are you homosexual, because I didn't know that word. I mean, I was not busy with sexuality, but I felt different, and it went on and on and on until puberty. I felt very confused, and really until 19 years old, I said, okay, this is what's happening to me. I mean, talking about my life, I never choose anything. So, yeah, I choose to accept myself. The choice was to accept myself. That was my choice. To choose to be different from other boys, to be bullied on, to be hidden by the streets. Some people are beaten by their parents at home. No, I don't think people choose for that.
No,
so I didn't choose it.
That's what I agree. I didn't agree with you. When you choose things,
yes.
I choose to come to Amsterdam. It is my free will to choose to come here.
Sure.
No one forced me to come. Whether the radio director say I should come, if I say no, he has no right to force me to come. When you choose something, don't blame others. This is where I stand for. Don't blame others. But when you choose good,
okay, but I suppose you are married or you love someone, or you love people, and do you choose to love people, or does it love something that comes from inside and it grows and it blows?
Let me just say
like
something here. Excuse me, Marlon. To the Reverend Minister, Marlon was saying that at the age of 5, he was already feeling like committing suicide.
Yes.
No,
he's feeling different.
I felt different.
And
for the other boys, yes.
Yeah, because I've listened to your story before, and a time came when you wanted to commit suicide. True or not?
No, I told about 2 other people.
Somebody else.
One did commit suicide. He did the bad.
All right. And now I listened to Beryl. Ashley. And Ashley, you said at the age of 13 you were
already attempted it on 3 occasions.
Okay, so what I want to ask is to Reverend, do you think at this age she has made the choice already to want to commit suicide? That's her choice.
No.
Because she is still a minor.
Because, the most important, the parents, today this is the problem, the parents didn't explain her situation clear to her. Because 13 years, he had something already, he can imagine what is going on in her life.
They didn't know also what it was. They didn't know.
And then she didn't know what exactly things happened to me. When something happened, your parents can. That's why when I'm out here, I say, when I lost my father, when I'm 9 years, I thought that that's the end of my life. And then I say clearly, it is a good thing when someone come to my way, he look the way I sit. He noticed that I missed something.
Can I say something here?
Yes, go ahead.
The thing about it is, it is sad that I agree with some of the things that you've said, Reverend, but being gay, being sexually diverse or gender diverse, because first of all I want to clear up something. Sex has nothing to do with gender identity. So the act of sex, and that is one of the greatest mistakes that we make, is that we associate sex and gender as the same thing, and it's not. It's very, very much different. Because as a transgender woman, I can tell you that there are transgender persons who identify as gay, straight, or bisexual. So you have transgender women who were born biologically male, but they were never men. They felt female. They had gender reassignment surgeries and became females, but they didn't want men. They wanted to be with women as well. So they became transgender lesbians. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And there are men also, transgender men, who became gay. So the sexual act has nothing to do with the gender identity.
Okay.
So that is one thing I want to declare, because it's a terrible misconception.
Yeah.
People think, okay.
It's a very confusing field, as a matter of fact. But you hold it right there. Let me give Beryl just what you want to say.
So I listened to the testimonies of the different panel, and one thing I miss, and that is like that the diversity around this subject is like, because everybody, it depends on the culture and the religion. Because if you go to Africa where there is a sexual taboo, then oh God, then it is almost a death sentence if you do it. But when you come to Amsterdam where it is Sodom and Gomorrah, then you will be, hey. So it is about your culture and your belief, what you believe in. And according to the sexual thing, it is also the development of the will, because you name it, that ex-colonial thinking, but it is the Western thinking, the Sodom and Gomorrah thinking of the white man who don't have a good culture, who base his culture on everything. Because let me be one thing real about this: lesbian, gays, heteros, bisexual, is from all time. The only thing what is now happened is that the taboo is not there. Because Napoleon, he liked also small goals. The Pope also. Through the years, there are so many emperors who abuse children. So pedophile was also something like that. But now, the taboo about those things are like fake. They are gone. Before, you don't fantasize about your mother and your father having sex, although you know you have brothers and sisters, because it is not you to do. You have other things to think about, going to school, think about your future. But now, they make those things less and sex important. The whole world is around sex. Everything is about, since when sex become an open thing? Sex is a private thing.
Yes.
It doesn't matter, I shouldn't be confronted with people's sexual lives, because that is something that you keep in your room. I don't want, it doesn't matter what you do in your room, please. But now everybody like to expose
to
things.
open, yes.
Oh, I'm homo, look, I do it like this, look, I'm gay, I'm lesbian, oh please, keep it private. But I do understand why they like to, the people who are in like some close circles, that they like the minorities, that they like to explain to the bigger picture how they feel, how they experience things, how they like to develop understanding towards them. So I think it is good, knowledge is good, but it is you mustn't force it on because the people, no please, because of the culture understanding and the misunderstanding and the differs about culture.
I want to make sure I want to make sure the primary question we want to answer today is answered. Okay. That is whether or not discrimination and harassment on grounds of sexual orientation is acceptable or not, whether it's justified or not.
And in what way? And in what way are they feeling it?
I don't think that we are human beings. If we go say if it is justified, then who are we? God?
Okay.
Since when are somebody which judge die and make you God? You know what I mean? Who are we to go judge her or reverend or whatever? Because I know also people who are reverends who are supposed to be having a good position, but they abusing it. And some are doing it back doors, some don't care, they just do it on the open. It's just about disrespect.
Power.
All those things are minor bad habits people develop along the years.
Can I say something?
Yes.
The thing about it is that I said in the earlies about our colonial legacies, and the reality is that slavery ended somewhere in the 1800s. Actually, we still had slavery up to 1990 something. Actually, the last African country actually abolished slavery in the 90s. Oh, yeah. But slavery ended in the 1800s generally for most of the world. But the reality of it is that the slavery ended, the slave masters moved on, but enslaved remain enslaved. Yeah. And they have enslaved the generations after with the same mentality, the same thinking of the colonials implemented on them.
But what has that got to do
with it has nothing to do with this.
It has everything to do with the topic, and I will tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Get close to the microphone, Reverend. We can't hear you. Get close to the microphone.
Simple, really. You see, now when we go to the topic of discrimination, now I go, they say, black is the beauty. Black is the beauty. Today, when you see the women, especially not men, women, the African women in Europe or America or whatever, they change, almost they change their skin to become brown to be accepted in community in Europe. To say, I'm like this, advertisement. Advertisement. Let's create it. All sexual scamming advertisement. You know, that's using the word gratis.
Okay. So,
now, let me ask you now, why men are not change their body? Few men are changing their skin to become brown. They won't even now put hair. Women change their hair, the real origin hair. Good enough, my wife.
I think that says enough.
So now they want to be accepted. Indians' hair, the long behind Indians' hair. They are taking all their natural hair out. Is it logic? Is it biblical? Is it undermining God? You know, this is the area we miss the target. We miss the target.
That's true.
Discrimination coming to our own church. That's why I'm going back to the choice. You think yourselves you are dirty. When you think you are black, you are dirty.
No.
You want to make, that's why people are getting oil, getting what disturb your skins. And then when you go to the medical terms, if you want to do the operation, sometimes your skin is light, operation being difficult.
And
cause cancer.
And that is the reason.
Yes, that's why.
That is why my colonial legacy
exactly.
story comes in
the point of the
religion that we've been taught. The religion that
that's
we've
why
been taught
I'm going to back to the.
Is from the colonials. Everything about
I'm going to back to the Bible and say use the right word.
Now hold it. It's important we don't
deviate
the discussion because I'm losing
I'm
the main point now. Now, let me just ask the next question.
Yes.
Maybe that will bring us back on track. If you're listening to this conversation and you want to give us a call on the studio line 0207371619. Now, what does it mean, the expression coming out of the closet with regard to LGBT, the community, and at what point, does that happen? Coming out of the closet, yes.
I want to react on what Mrs.
Keep it brief and then answer the question, yes.
Because you said there's no need to show your own sexuality, but we always forget that homosexuality is exposed everywhere. I mean, all movies we see are exposing homosexuality. Our parents are homosexuality. So the norm, which is man and woman.
But that's from Hollywood, not from.
That's the reality of.
What I'm saying, according to exposing the sexual beliefs you have as an individual. That is what I mean.
No,
and I mean that it is not a problem what you do or what you believe in, but when it's according to sex, then keep it in the room.
Yeah.
What she's saying is a psychology thing, because in her head, between her ears, she strongly believes that she is a woman while she's in the wrong body.
Yeah.
That is something, and that is why, especially we black people, because we come from another culture, we have another beliefs, we mustn't mangle things. We don't talk about sex, we talk about a person who born like a man, don't feel good in a body as a man. And then we don't, and if we keep it, or we talk about transgender, or we talk about sex. And when we talk about sex, then we talk about gay, lesbian, hetero. Bisex. That's it. Transgender is not a sexual behavior.
But I think sexuality is much more than that. For example, my nephew is 4 years old.
Hello, caller, just hold on. finish this so we can take
My nephew is 4 years old, and they ask him, do you have a girlfriend? So at very young age, we push people into that direction.
That's what you know.
Yeah.
What you know.
Agreed.
But
That's what you know.
Yeah, but that's also pushing things.
It is not a
Okay,
difficult thing that your brother asks, your nephew asks you, because he knows a mother and a father.
Yeah.
So if he,
That's what I mean.
Okay.
So that is
The
promoted.
socialization.
Let me take this call, please. Let me take it. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. My name is Said.
Said, yes. Yes.
And calling to actually make my contributions.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Said.
Yeah, actually, I recognize the panelists for the contribution. It's actually awesome. But I want to actually correct some little impressions
Please go ahead.
about transgender, lesbianism, and of course gender affects. And the issue concerning Ashley and of course Marlon, who suffered from kind of a psychological stopping in making decisions.
Delft.
One point about it is that the decisions we make is a reflection of who we are and also our society. And coupled with some several factors, like what Reverend said, poverty, we need to get something right here. We make decisions, either bad or good. It reflects on the society. For instance, Pastor was trying to make sure that, do you have parents, do you have who guide you, do you have actually who talk to you, do you have some people that are actually very close to you? Perhaps he was not having those who are supposed to be close to him to actually assist him in making that decision. The reflection of the society. The society actually provided room for people to make decisions, and to which it has been assigned that, oh, we recognize lesbianism. Let's say, for instance, in Africa, where some issues concerning girls, some issues concerning lesbianism are not recognized. It's very difficult for you to make decisions concerning it.
Yeah.
Even if you have it kind of inbuilt in you that, oh, I think I want to move with it, I'm a male, I want to move with the female, but there's no constitution that backs that out. Then you'll be able to say, oh, this is not a choice for me to make.
Now, you know what? Of course, we saw the Ugandan president make a law about that, against practicing gay homosexuality in the country. Now, it's like the world is now being confronted with this situation. Now, it's possible these things, of course, we know way back in Bible days, people had to deal with these issues. But now, there is a public acceptance and recognition of this phenomenon, and people feel like they are being imposed, they are being compelled to accept people with alternative lifestyle. They're being confronted with this kind of a thing. And I wonder, why would the violence and discrimination also come about? Because, like we've been saying, people made a choice, or people feel this is the way they are. They have a right to be the way they are. I mean,
and that is my point.
lack of information.
That is my point. My point is, it is not about. It's not about.
Let me just allow the side to finish his point, and then you can continue. Side, please finish your point.
Thank you, presenter. I would like to say at this point that the issue of neoliberalism in the sense that they were trying, formerly we used the market forces to actually compare the developing countries to accept some issue concerning the developed countries. But now, the issue now is like the trade is now being used to mainstream several other issues into developing countries. For instance, if Obama could go down to Uganda and say, wow, you have to accept this, he has some forces to which even if they don't accept, they are going to lose out of it. So, more or less like this oppression is coming from the West as being saying themselves as a standard, as a role model for other people to follow. And if you don't follow, we have this kind of a network that you will be disenfranchised through. Yeah. And that's exactly what I want developing countries to actually take and notice. Because one thing about it is that we have to be very strong. In Africa, we have this value system. And I can tell you, I'm a Nigerian, I'm studying here in Netherlands. I know quite all right that culture here is very, very significantly different from the culture in Africa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because one thing is that we have community value systems. And the imperialism of the colonial imperialism, the relics of colonial imperialism, like all this wearing of jeans, is vastly depleting our value system. And you even see it now, even in many countries now, in many developing countries, like African countries, you see them, even the so-called dressing of the Western world, they're taking it to madness. Because they are now trying to enforce things on them, and that is making us to lose all of our value.
So you think that is a new colonialism in terms of
Yes,
the West imposing
Yes.
acceptance of this kind of lifestyle
Condition.
Yes.
upon us?
Can I reply?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, it's called the vicious circle.
Vicious circle.
And it's called a vicious, and I'll tell you why. As I said before, colonialism is what thought the Africans, thought the Caribbeans, thought all of us, we are descendants of Africa and India as well, in the Caribbean. But colonialism is what thought us what we know today. The Bible, the religion, all of it was forced onto us then. Now we have owned it. We've accepted all the teachings of the old colonials. The colonials went and moved on, and they learned new stuff. Yeah, we're still holding on to the old ones that they let go of.
Right.
And now, and that's when the vicious circle comes in again, because now they're trying to re-educate what they taught before and now upgrade it. It's like upgrading your computer. They upgraded it. That's
But
the idea.
saying it like that, make it
no.
easy. It's too easy.
Agreed.
Okay,
Agreed. That's me trying to simplify. That's me simplifying it here. And two, gender different persons are not interested. I'm speaking for me. I am not interested for tolerance. And I am not interested, and I'm not asking anyone to, accept me. I'm saying respect me. Respect my choice. Respect who I am.
But
Respect
my
me as
own
if
life.
you bring it like that,
before-
then you will notice that is a big issue around in this time because
That's right.
people don't respect
That's
almost
right.
nothing.
That's
so
right.
what are we talking about
My
then?
point here is that I am not asking anyone, I'm not forcing people to accept transgenders, I'm not forcing it on a nation. I'm saying if I'm an LGBT individual, I am saying respect who I am. Respect me first as a human being. Whatever gender identity I carry, it should not affect you if you
I
are
have a
stable and
question.
comfortable in your own sexuality, in your own gender identities. That's
Sure.
all I'm asking people to understand.
Yeah, I have a question, please. Excuse me.
Okay.
I think this whole thing about gender diversity has to do with people's persona, and it has also to deal with what do I say? I don't know. It's a sort of complex because look, you came in, Ashley, with
Beyonce.
what do you call her?
Beyonce.
Okay, Beyonce. So Beyonce, I don't know whether Beyonce is a man or whether she's a lady. Okay, and I've been relating with Beyonce, not minding who she is.
Thank you.
So, but what I want to say is that even when people are relating with the homosexuals or lesbians in still the normal way, they are still demanding, they are still craving for, like, you don't relate with me very good. You don't. I mean, why? So I think something is missing out here. It's not that people are not relating with you, but it's just that is a mindset which is there. Because
let me say something.
I think so. It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
Martin Luther King fought 40 years ago for acceptance of black people. For acceptance of black people. The Rastafarian culture is still
order
fighting.
of the white, so please.
The Rastafarian culture is
What are we
still
talking about?
fighting for
Okay.
acceptance.
Now-
It's all about
Yeah.
every minority,
Now,
everybody who's different.
actually, let me come here. Let's
I
clear.
want to answer
Okay.
the reference. No, it's not something. You are right. It's a mindset. It's a mindset created by bullying when a young guy laughs about hearing in church that you are abomination, that you go to hell,
It's
that
a
the people
mindset
hate
created
you.
out of hate.
Your whole life,
Yeah.
your whole
It's
life,
a
you
mindset.
heard that people hate you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. All that.
It's a mindset that was created out of hate.
Okay.
Okay?
That's
Okay.
the
So
reaction
it's
from
not, when I say I want to be respected as who I am, I want first you to understand, before I'm a transgender person, I'm a person.
Yes,
Honestly.
exactly.
I'm a human being.
Exactly.
You know what? Thank you. I think you made a point.
I-
Let's leave it that way. Now I want us to stay out of leave the political side of it, the politics, and let's just learn some things about this whole thing. Now, so my question has not been answered. What does coming out of the closet mean? For somebody who's LGBT, what does that mean?
What
And
does
at
it
what
mean?
point does that happen?
What is it? There's no particular point
Really?
that it happens.
But you
Coming-
know the expression coming out of the closet.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Yes,
All the
so
time.
Coming out of the closet just simply means
Yes.
that you are ready or you feel safe enough to express yourself as who you are. There are a lot of men and women and transgenders
Could I just hold on 1 second?
that live their lives hidden. And that's what they call in the closet. In the closet means that it's...
But the problem is, why should they be hidden? If that is the way somebody is born, you cannot
But
you
that's
cannot hide the way
exactly the
you
reason
are.
we're having this conversation. That's why
I'm sorry,
most parents doesn't believe that.
I'm
Most
sorry,
parents.
but this is getting more confusing. But
Yeah.
what I think that should, and I think that you're doing yourself wrong as a transgender by combining yourself with the lesbian, the gays, and the bisexual, because it is in that those matters is about sex, and it is your preference, your sex preference. When you keep it separate, like a transgender, then we can look at the person who is in a psychology need, because he is stuck in a body. That is a different
I understand what you're
approach
saying. You're
than
quite
when you combine
You're
yourself with
quite right.
lesbian,
But the reason why
gay,
we combine
people
ourselves,
will look towards you also like a sexual object.
I understand.
And that is
you're
not
right.
what it is.
You're quite right.
You're
but
right.
the thing about it is that because transgenders are not even understood, not even within the LGBT community.
That's right.
And
We should
because
just
we
be
are,
some
because we are
apart.
such an invisible community, we align ourselves with a community that is
It's
closer
wrong. It's
to
wrong.
accepting
You don't do
us.
yourself good by doing it like that.
I agree with
Really?
you, but the
But
whole
the,
point is that
but the point is that we live in a heteronormative
That
majority.
means that also all black people who are discriminated will be lesbian, blood, and then you are also put black people because they are all having the same problem
That's
as,
right.
as those
Okay,
organizations have.
go to
all
South
right,
Africa.
all right. Let's do it this way. Our time is almost up.
Yes.
I think.
Can you
So
go to
what
South
what
Africa?
what we'll do is this. I will give
The comment- comment- the
I'll
comment
give
part, the comment
every one
part.
of you 1 minute
Okay.
just to make the point you want to make, and then we'll try and wrap this up. I think we have not really answered the question, but it's been a bit chaotic. Okay, I'll give everybody just 1 minute to just make briefly the
Just
point you want
let
to
me
make.
go to South Africa.
Okay, do that in 1 minute,
I
sir.
think you have seen there is a girl,
Yeah.
is a girl, but it's not a girl, it's a boy. Partly is a woman, partly is a man. When he Olympic,
Yeah.
she take the reel, she get the manage to run,
Yeah.
and then lately people discover they say it's a man. And then she stood there her position. She say I'm a girl, a woman.
Yeah.
Up to today, the issue went up to the court whether she win the gold medal.
Yeah.
Instead, the gold medal will remain with her. She stood in her position. She's a woman. Now, there's her choice. No one doesn't want to force her. She chose that. God give her a situation like that. She accepted that situation to stay.
Now, hold on.
Which situation? Which
both,
situation?
Both genitals. That
She
was
never
just-
says she want to do the operation.
Oh.
So are you saying that that is acceptable? Just she has to be like that, man, woman.
That's the God created her.
God created her that
She
way.
had both genitals. That's
So
what-
you don't feel that some certain things can be out of biological or this. You don't see that it can be a problem.
A natural.
Now,
No, not natural, something from biological.
When doctor want to do, because she didn't want to be a man. She doesn't. If she could be a man, on that day she can say, "Now I'm running. I want to be run together with a man." Why she decided to run together with the woman?
Because she feels woman.
Yes, because she's a woman.
Yeah.
And yet she's a hermaphrodite. That means she you can go over there.
Yeah.
It's called intersex, but
Yes.
it's not hermaphrodite.
It's intersex. Okay. All right. So I think